Welcome back to First Listens, that series where we listen to an album that neither of us have heard for the first time.
Today we're going to be listening to The Story So Far's What You Don't See. This is the second album in their discography and an absolutely massive album in the pop punk scene.
I love The Story So Far. I think that they're one of the best pop punk bands about, but I've never sat and listened to this album in full, so let's do so and kick things off with the first track, Things I Can't Change.
Immediate shout out to that bass. Oh. Just got them pop punk vibes off the go on it.
See, I do know this one. I feel like I might know a few off this album.
I mean, I do too, but...
The drumming is insane. I feel like it's just flying around the headphones.
That chuggy guitar just does something for me.
The way it kicks into that chorus. Ba-ba-ba-boom, ba-ba-ba-boom.
That little sub-melody on the bass just adds so much to the overall sound.
Even in that bit, which is like the calmer section, it's still just so much energy. A whole lot of energy to kick the album off. I feel like it just punches you in the face straight away. And one thing, like, obviously I've heard that song a few times before, but the drums are so good. And listening to it in this context, I've realised just how much was going on. The way that he switched things up, but it was just constantly high tempo. Not just a couple drums, like drum fills here and there. Ba 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 ba. Absolutely love it.
Every instrument gets room to breathe as well, like we were saying. The guitars you can hear chugging along, but then when the bass comes in, it's got such a crispy tone on it that it really stands out against the rest, but also is perfectly in the mix that it doesn't draw attention away from anything else. You can listen to the track and you can focus on any instrument and find something new about it. And as an intro track to your second album, doesn't get better than that, does it?
Imagine you're already a fan of the band and you turn this on, you go, yeah, we're about to do it large.
Let's jump into the next track, Stifled. It's kind of a bit of a mix of like Midwest emo and pop punk now.
I love that little guitar riff in the background. It's like the most heartbreaking lyrics as well. Parker is such a good songwriter. Woo!
There's a few moments in that where you really realize how much the drums are actually doing for the track. There was a part where the drum beat was very in the pocket and exactly what you'd expect. And all that happened was it started to kind of drip over the end of the beat after that part. And all of a sudden, it just felt like an entirely different song. It felt like there was a lot more energy put into it. Maybe not an entirely different song, but it just felt so energized.
To be fair, I was quite impressed by, obviously, you still know you're on the same album, but it had a completely different feel to that first track. It was much choppier, felt like I wanted to bob my head for the whole time, but it didn't have as much sound, but kept the same energy, which is quite rare. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't constantly things going on. It'd drop out for the odd second here or there, let you listen to a different instrument, but was still so energized.
Enough of the small talk, because that's up next.
Oh, God. Oh, we're going to have to retire you one day. Insane guitars. I love that. Simple but effective.
Adding them elements in, building it up. Whoa.
A little drum fill in there as well. The drummer's been killing it so far.
Destroying every track.
I'm really liking how Parker's starting off the sentences, or even just with one word, where it's a bit screamier, a bit angrier, and then just goes back to cleaner vocals. It really puts emphasis on that start of the sentence.
Nice little bit of harmonization there as well, isn't there? In fact, there's a 3-part harmony there. There's a really low part as well. Oh, halftime drum beat. Exactly the kind of track that you want from a pop punk album. I don't think you can ask for much more.
Nah, I really enjoyed it. Again, every track's felt slightly different. There was a bit more rhythm in that one, especially in that last chorus. It felt like everything was just coming together nicely right at the end of the track. But my highlight there was that bit where we kind of dropped out for a sec, then got that drum fill, and then jumped back in with all the energy. But one thing I want to say so far, the vocals on that song were the best that they've been. But on every song, they've been really good. The way that he just, I don't know, it's like it adds a bit of grit every now and then, but it's not offensive. Like, you know me, I'm not a huge fan of like really heavy screaming or all, but this just puts across that anger and angst without it deafening me.
It emphasizes what he's trying to get across, and also it adds a little bit of power and emotion into it. It kind of makes you feel a bit more open to what he's feeling as he's saying the words that he's saying. So it's an interesting use of it because he doesn't use it all the time. So I think if he were to deliver those kind of vocals constantly, it'd get a bit tired. But because he just uses it as a punchy accent, it works fantastically.
And if you are a pop punk fan or a music fan in general, please do not forget to hit like and subscribe. We really appreciate everyone who hits the buttons, and we are thinking about doing some more Story So Far albums. So leave a comment and tell us which album we should do next.
Playing the Victim up next.
I'm going to be playing the victim if they don't hit subscribe. Sounded like he was in a different room screaming that at me.
The counter guitar melody against the vocal melody is crazy. Cool use of the harmonizations again. It's so subtle, but it's there. It just adds a nice little pizzazz to it.
Really liked the lyrical content of that track. Kind of him exploring his own like issues and mental issues, etc., within a relationship and how it's affecting it and how he's playing the victim and things. I just enjoyed it. I feel every track so far has had something that someone can relate to, but I got that one.
Yeah, interestingly, talking about writing, the writing credits for 3 of the 4 songs I listened to so far have just been the story so far, which it was difficult. As I was saying it felt difficult to do. But yeah, so that's always interesting to see, because usually it's one of the band members has the writing credit, or, it's the vocalist or it's the guitarist that wrote that one. This is just the story so far, which is quite cool to see, to be honest.
Just the boys putting out banger after banger. We're up next with track number 5, Right Here.
That was all left panned, then it kicked in and activated on both.
Ooh, I was expecting it to proper kick in at first there.
Into a naughty halftime again. Feel like there was a little bit more aggression in that one almost. It felt like it was a bit more raucous than the previous songs we'd heard, and there was a lot more, I don't know, emphasis on angst. That's what I felt.
I'm just enjoying the instrumental talent on display throughout this so far. Like just the higher pitched little guitar riffs and melodies that float in and out, and then I just have no idea half the time when we're actually going to drop back in and get the energy, or if there's a little delay on the chorus kicking in or the drums kicking in. It's keeping me on my toes, but it's keeping it entertaining. Because I feel like a lot of pop punk albums fall victim to just being pretty similar, like every track sounds relatively similar, and I love the genre, so I'm kind of fine with that a lot of the time. But so far, this has really gone in different directions, whilst it's still... like, it's flowed really well as an album.
It's still unapologetically pop punk, isn't it? Like, it's very clearly pop punk, but I see what you're saying. They've kind of pushed boundaries slightly and said, what happens if we're pop punk, but we also do a bit of chugging? What if we do a bit of...
a bit of chugging?
A bit of chugging, have a couple of drinks. Chugging guitars, and then also let's have an insane drummer. And I wouldn't compare him to Travis Barker, but... this guy's phenomenal. Like, it's to the level where you think, how are other bands not wanting this person in their band?
Well, we're just past the halfway point. Up next is track 6, Empty Space.
That bass slide into the start.
The way that just kicked in after a couple second intro, Again, this is another one I've heard before, I think. Yeah. All questions aside, I asked and you lied, and now my hands are tied is such a wild line for the chorus of a track as well. I mean, it just kicks in all of a sudden. I've heard that song a bunch of times. I think it might be my favourite on the album. Obviously, we'll listen to the rest of it, but I've always enjoyed that. It feels like the vocals are just flowing. It's like it's another instrument within the band because of the way that they're delivered, the way that he goes through the chorus and he like says different words at different times. I don't know. I just absolutely love it. I think it's melodic and unbelievable.
I'm always surprised by the height that Parker can reach with his voice, because when he gets to those higher notes in the higher register, you think, oh, okay, that's his top note. And then the next line, he hits a higher note and you think, this man is just it's not that he's struggling, that's the style that he's going for, and it just sounds great. And also, on all these tracks so far, something I've noticed is they have a little like 4 to 8 bar section in the middle where they just let the band speak. They just let the instruments do what they need to do. And it kind of shines a light on the fact that this is a band, rather than it just being like, it's Parker featuring the story so far. This is a band and they are a unit. And I like that they all work together so well.
And if you're a Story So Far fan, let us know what your favourite track from this album is, because mine might be Empty Space. I'll confirm that at the end of the album. It probably is. But this album has been out for a hell of a long time now, over 10 years. So I imagine people have got such personal connections. Tell us what your favourite track is and why. But up next is track 7 of The Glass.
Sounds a little bit like a Neighbourhoods intro, that.
I thought this was a different track at first from the initial guitar riff.
Just out of nowhere again.
Just sounds epic though, doesn't it? Like large.
That drum beat. Ha! Makes you want to get up and do a 2-step, doesn't it? Oh, that little walking bass downwards there. How do you even do a drum roll that fast? It's
wild,
crazy.
Isn't it? Oh.
This is a part where you'd be bouncing, you know what I mean? This is a proper bouncer.
That's insane. Just to have so much energy jump in and just be screaming, "Now you're gone," is wild. That's such a sick way to end a track.
I think that might actually be one of my favorites so far. I really enjoyed that. There was so much feel-good energy in it. Everything about it felt really nice. And there was...
Including the "Now you're gone"
no, obviously, yeah, all right, yeah, okay, yeah. Aside from the lyrical content, which is quite introspective, in general, it just, I don't know, something about that really melded with me. And a really standout part of that was how well the bass was laying a foundation for the track. And it wasn't like he was just simply doing the root notes and following it through. Every so often he was adding little trills in. And what I've noticed is with this band is they don't follow a formulaic way of making their songs. In the intro, there was that bit where I noticed the bass walking down. Never again. Didn't happen again. It was just a one-time thing. And then later on, there was a couple of trills that you don't hear again. And I think it just adds so much personality to a track when it's not just cut and paste the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I know what you mean. For me, that was much higher tempo than we've had on the last couple of tracks. Not that it's ever been low tempo, but the way that the drums were rolling in and out throughout that just kind of built up more and more anxiety within me. But we'll go on to the next track in All Wrong.
He's retired the snare. He's on the hi-hat now.
I think this is the last of the ones I'll know. I've just known the bigger tracks.
He's got really non-standard lyric delivery. You never know how he's going to deliver the lines. And they never look like they should fit, but they always do.
There's a lot of lyrics in every song as well. If you're a big fan and you were trying to learn all the lyrics, it'd be quite difficult. Sick guitar.
So sick. Listen to that bass tone. So growly.
Oh, that's so sick. That is so good. I tell you what, that could be my favourite as well.
Every track we listen to, I keep going, oh, actually, no. I really like this one now.
Yeah.
Oh, the previous one, that was good, but this is great.
I feel like I've gone on a proper journey, and I say all that, like, I'm a huge pop punk fan, but this feels like a step above. It feels like musically it is so much better than a lot of pop punk that I listen to.
This is like the evolution of pop punk and where pop punk should have carried on going, really, but then we kind of regressed a little bit and we're back to where we were, but the story so far have always been outliers in the way that I think that's the reason why they've got such like a cult fan base, is because there is no other band out there really that's hitting the same levels that the story so far are in terms of songwriting, in terms of instruments, and also something I've noticed in terms of production. Yeah. Every instrument in the mix is so audible, but again, none of them take away from anything else. If you want to listen to the little high-end jangly guitar on every track, you can. If you want to listen to the bass, you can. If you want to listen to the vocals, you can. Yeah, fantastic.
Well, up next is Bad Luck. I've had good luck putting this on. That would have perfectly blended over.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got a yap for a second, but... Was not expecting that.
Oh. There's so much going on there then. Every instrument had its own little line. I really like that. Then it kicks in. A little tease. Here it is. Oh, there it goes.
It's change in tempo every like 10 seconds. Oh.
We're 9 songs in and they're still pulling out elements that we've not heard anywhere else on the album. There was that little bit just right at the end there where it was just instrumental and it was just the guitar pan to the right, and then kicks back in again. Almost like a little mini breakdown, but not quite. But that's not something they've utilised anywhere else on the album. So to be very near the end and still having these fresh sounds coming in, fucking fair play.
We're 9 songs in and there's not been a song that I've disliked yet, as in not just some are passable. I have enjoyed every track for different reasons.
Like the definition of no skip is what we're seeing here. There's 2 more tracks left and I'm praying this may be a no skip album.
Woohoo! Face Value up next. The vocal delivery is just wild sometimes. That changed the intro, just the way he said anger.
I was going to say, from that intro, I didn't think this was going to come after it. Subverting expectations constantly. Oh, having that little missed beat and then picking it back up again. Added this kind of, I don't even know.
It's been the same in every song, but the guitar tone feels really full, like it's really reaching its maximum potential. We've seen the drums shine a lot. This has been a track for the guitar.
Dirty bass tone again.
I say the guitar and then the bass just starts fucking playing in.
That snare's particularly crispy on this one as well.
Imagine you were seeing this live, you'd be hyped right now, wouldn't you? You'd be hyped.
You'd be losing your shit.
Ready to roll. I'm upset that I've never listened to this full album before. Genuinely, I've really enjoyed every single track. The guitar work on that just kept it going the whole track. It was insanely good. Changing tempos, but still like really melodic. That's what I don't get. I don't get how the switching lanes so much, but it's all just working. I don't understand it.
Yeah, what's really interesting is during the parts where the guitar's doing something crazy, the bass has also got its own line, and like it's not easy to write two counter melodies that go so well together. And I'm lost for words at this point because yet again, that's another no skip. So we're one song away from the end, and I think it's going to do it. Why and how have we not listened to this album in full prior to this?
Well, we were saying when we set this up, I really liked the Story So Far's last two albums, and I've obviously heard a few tracks off this, but I've just never listened to it in full. Like, I've never sat and listened, and maybe it's a thing with, like, we've got Spotify and we just end up listening to shit on shuffle half the time, but this series allows us to discover albums like this. So let's listen to the last song, Framework. They've built the framework for a good pop punk album here.
I never know where the track's going to go. I'm always surprised, pleasantly surprised.
I actually really like the fact that on the last track, they just gave the band a couple seconds at the end to have a bit of fun, do the thing. But also I noticed the last lyric on the entire album being, I will wait. Imagine if you were the girl that had broken his heart. And on the last track, the last lyric is, I will wait. I'm here waiting for you. After hearing heartbreak after heartbreak and introspective track after introspective track.
That's a gut punch there, isn't it? I mean, like you were saying, I really enjoyed the fact that they let the band speak right at the end. It felt like the perfect way to end the album. It felt like, you know, let's just give everybody a moment to breathe. Let's give everything a moment to just kind of settle. And this is a nice way to just lull it out. But what you don't see, what did you think?
I loved it. I enjoyed every second of that. I don't know what my favourite was. Every song was good. Every single track was good in its own right. I thought we had a couple that were a little bit more kind of stereotypical what we'd expect from like a heavier pop punk track. But then the musicality on display throughout that was insane. Like the drumming I noticed in the first couple tracks, then it switched to bass, then it switched to guitar. But I feel if you listen to any track and tried to pick up on one element, you would find it and it'd be doing a very good job all the time. But also the lyrics, man, heart-wrenching from start to finish. Every track's like a journey that you're going on through someone's struggles and mind, which is what we want in pop punk, and it's dumbed down a lot of the time. Like, for example, like Nine or California with Blink, musically they're all right, but the lyrics are pretty dog water. This nails every element. I love it. I'm going to re-listen to it tomorrow.
Parker's vocals are just absolutely insane, and paired with his pen game, I don't think there's anybody else in the pop punk genre that even comes close to his talent. Everything that was on display throughout this album blew me away. We spoke about the bass, we spoke about the guitar, we spoke about the drums, we spoke about the vocals, we spoke about the lyrics. There wasn't a single part of the album that felt like it wasn't in the right place. Everybody was doing what they needed to and then some to make this album what it is, and I can completely understand why it is such a cult classic in the pop punk genre, because Does it get much better than that? Have we been spoiled by listening to this album now?
One thing that I really enjoyed, all the tracks were pretty short. There was only 2 that were over 3 minutes. The album in total was just under 30 minutes. They didn't need to overdo it. They had bangers. They had the sounds they wanted to put across. They did it. They didn't overstretch it. They didn't try and have like a fucking 5-minute really slow sobby song in there. I know they do on some of the later projects and they're quite good as well. But it was just to the point. Didn't waste any of my time. Every track was good. No skip. Do you know, I was just looking. Obviously, Proper Dose is one that I've heard a bunch of times, but I think we should listen to it at some point because I think that's my favourite Story So Far album. We did a review for I Want to Disappear, but we've got the self-titled Under Soil and Dirt I've never heard in full. Tell us, which one's next? Which one should we listen to next? Because I enjoyed that so much.
I had such a fun time. And maybe there's some other projects that you know from other bands that are similar to the Story So Far that we might also like. So if there are any out there that you want to suggest, please do, because we do look at them and we do sometimes go, you know what, we're going to give that one a try. So please let us know.
And before you go, please do not forget to hit subscribe. Only 3% of people who watch our videos are actually subscribed. So hit the button. It helps us out more than you'll ever know.
Thank you very much for watching.